What's up, credit repair clients, credit repair YouTube viewers? This is Stephen A. Williams, president, founder of the creditrepairshop.com. Here is a batch of debt that is being sold. I got my email this morning. They were like, hey, we got $3.3 million worth of bad debt. We want to sell it. These people don't know their rights. A lot of this debt is not even legally able to be collected, but we will sell you $3.3 million worth of old credit card debt for $5,000. And look at that charge off date. So look at the companies here. I'm not going to mention them. I don't want to mention the companies because it'll flag the video and then people will miss out on this excellent information. So we can see that there's 4,730 accounts, $3,338,190.08 worth of debt. Charge-off date 2000, the millennium, to 2014 So there's some states that this could legally be collected. Only a few. Most states will end at for that 4 to 6 year period. But we got some crazy states out there that allow debt collectors to collect on debt that is past a certain period of time. Average account is $705. They're trying to sell it for $5,000 total, pennies on the dollar. So you can see why debt collectors will take a gamble, because you got 4,000 people, over 4,000 people, that if, let's just say 1,000 of them did not know their rights and they get money from 1,000 of them, that's a small percentage times, let's just say they get the full $705. That's $750,000. So you see why they take the gamble on that. They only need five people, five people to make their money back. 5,000 divided by 705. They only need seven people to make their money back. Seven people out of 4,730 people. In my last video, I just talked about some people, a couple individuals that missed their court date and they got default judgments. So you see that this is a big, huge business. So now let's walk down what you need to do if you're dealing with debt collectors that are trying to come after you. Step number one, I'm going to pause the video because I'm going to take you through them. All right, so what I did is I just brought up my little notepad. I just wanted to type it out for you. So what I did here is I'm going to take you through the steps. And if you've seen my other videos that are out there, you know that these are the steps. I always talk about them. First thing you want to do is you want to check the statute of limitations laws in your state. Every state is different. Every state is different. It is not the same in every state. And if you moved to another state, but the debt was originated in another state that has a better statute of limitations law in your favor, use that and just let them make a determination if they will still come after you for the debt. So you check statute of limitations. Go to my website, thecreditrepairshop.com/blog, or just go down to the bottom of my website and click on blog. And then there's going to be a search button. In that search button, type in statute of limitations. And then you'll see the page and it'll pop up where you can see the statute of limitations for every state. Because these are old credit card type accounts, look in the fourth column, because that pertains to credit card / open-ended accounts. Those open-ended accounts have a different type of statute of limitations than a regular account that was what's considered a closed-end, where you pay on your car and you can't go back and say, hey, I paid $1,000 off of my car. I want you to go ahead and give me that $1,000 back, and I just start over again like you do with a credit card. That's what you need to pay attention to. And the statute of limitations on credit card debt is a lot lower in most states. I would say 90% of the states. It's lower than what it is for a regular statute of limitation on a closed-end debt. Now, if it is not past legal statute of limitations to collect, if it is not past the legal statute of limitations to collect, then I want you to send out the cease and desist collection activities letter. Reason why I want you to send out that letter is because there's certain things that debt collectors don't want to have to go through when they're going to move forward on a debt collection. Not to say that some won't, but most of them don't want to go through it. They want it to be easy. They want people to forget and not do anything. But if you don't respond to that letter, and what's going to happen is you're going to first get a letter. I forgot that. You're going to get a letter first from the debt collector demanding that you pay the debt. And that's how you'll know the original creditor. And then you'll be able to look at your credit reports, go to the your3scores.com. I'm going to put that right here. So you go here, get your reports, because you're going to want to see that original charge-off date. Not from the debt collector, you want to see from the original creditor. You need to know that, because from that charge-off date is when this stuff works, not from the debt collector, the original charge-off date. So even if you forgot to respond to that letter and you happen to look at your credit report, you went here, you listened to what Steve told you to do, got your credit report, you saw that the charge-off date was past the statute of limitations for your state or for the state that you were in when you originated the debt, you immediately want to send them. I don't know why I forgot that there. Let me do this here. So I forgot. If it's not past the statute of limitations, I have a letter that's below this video. You send them the statute, the cease collections due to SOL, which is statute of limitations. So in that letter, I give you that. That's below this video. So you get your credit reports. You see that it's past the statute of limitations. You send them. And you learn about the statute of limitations by going to my blog, typing in the search statute of limitations, look in the fourth column, and then you will see if it's past statute of limitations. If it is past statute of limitations, then you will send in the cease collections letter due to statute of limitations. I give you that letter. That link is below this video. Also attached to that letter is a debt validation letter, but you will not need that. If a debt is past the legal statute of limitations to collect, you have no business talking about the debt at all. You're notifying them that they're coming after you for a debt that they cannot come after you for. So don't get into this back and forth about the amount, this, that, your job, all of that stuff. You don't need to get into that. You need to say, hey, you are breaking the law coming after me for this debt. They might say, well, the debt is only time barred. Time barred, when someone says time barred, and you might see it this way too, time barred debt, that's another way of saying SOL, which is statute of limitations. I mean, it's crazy. People have been on the phone and they say, well, this debt is time barred and we want to go ahead and work out something for you to pay it. That they're telling you up front, because legally they have to tell you that you don't have to pay the debt, but they use these different terms to actually tell you. So if they say this is a time barred debt, or they send a letter back when you send them this letter, and they say, well, this is a time barred debt, we'd like to work out something for you. No, you're not paying nothing. And you're going to report them if they come after you with any other letters. You want them to cease all collection activities and send you a letter back saying that this is over. That's what you want them to do. Now, if it is not past statute of limitations, not time barred, then you send out the cease and desist collection activities letter, because certain debt collectors don't want to deal with people who potentially might know their rights. Potentially. They don't know what you don't know, but they know that you sent a letter that is crafted like, hey, I don't know if we want to deal with this person. Let's go and deal with the other. So now we only have 4,729 accounts that we're going to deal with, because this individual that listened to Steve had sent this letter, and they're like, we don't want to deal with you. So now this 4,730 turned to 4,729 because they took you off the list. And now, even if they try to still come after you after you send this letter, then you do the debt validation. Debt validation is to make them understand that, hey, you may be saying, hey, I'm going to go ahead and take the risk because, it's $705. We might be able to get it. But you're going to say, hey, this is going to be a fight, and I'm going to make you prove everything. I know, because in this debt validation, I'm asking, did you buy the debt, or did you get it assigned by another debt collector? And I want everything to prove this $750 that you're trying to come after me for. I want you to prove every piece of it. And they won't be able to do it. They won't be able to do it. But even if they are able to do it, it's going to bag them into a corner to move to the next phase, which is a settlement phase. And that's after you've taken them through all of this. Look at this. You have a ammunition, and usually the debt collectors will fall out somewhere in here. We just had one yesterday. Client called, you haven't done nothing for me. You haven't done nothing for me. And we were like, did you look at your reviews that we sent you, your review process? And he said, well, I've been busy. I was like, okay, calm down. I'm going to have the customer service do a review. We saw that he had a medical collection for $2,035. The debt was taken off of his credit reports, all 3 credit reports, but plus debt collector said they're not going to come after him for it. They're not going to pursue coming after him for that medical debt. And what we used with that was this, the debt validation to them. We went from one end where we went to the bureaus asking for validation, and we went to the furnisher, which was the collection agency. Said, what are you going to do? And I told him, hey, I had my customer service team tell him, hey, it may not be finished, but you're in a good position right now. He only has 2 other medical collections on there, and they're only total like $350 or $400. And I was like, let's move to doing the settlements on that, on those 2 small ones. So he will have clean credit after that. When he came to us, he just had the medical debt on there. And some other stuff, a lot of inquiries, that stuff's been cleaned. Just need to deal with those medicals. That's going to be taken care of in a settlement phase. The big one is gone. If they come back, we start right again with this process. If it happens to come back. If it happens to come back. So now I just showed you what you got to do. This is the real deal information. This is what we do. We don't come up with something new just to come up with something new. This is the process that we go through. This is the process that you need to go through because it's tried and true. All right, I'm going to end the video here. This is Stephen A. Williams, president and founder of thecreditrepairshop.com. If you need help with your credit, please visit us at thecreditrepairshop.com. If you need your credit reports and scores, go to your number 3scores.com so you can know what's on your credit reports, and keep that credit monitoring service. If you need the cease and desist collection activities letter, you need the statute of limitations letter, you need the debt validation letter, that information is, those links to that information is below this video. Thank you, and I want you to have a great day.